Listen up. You listen good, boy. You ever want your PC to be a cube? Yeah. No, not a cuboid. A cube. Well, you're in luck. Today, we're looking at the Corsair 280X RGB gaming case. And it certainly is rather cubic, if you ask me. Enough of the accent. I'm back with another upload. Today we're looking at the Corsair 280X case, as in 280X. Didn't think that'd be that hard to say. It's actually a micro ATX case, so calling it the 280X is rather confusing. Nice case. We're going to be taking a look at this today. Something a bit different, a bit unique. Of course, just like anything, we're going to be showing you the parts. We're going to be showing you how to build it up. We're going to be showing you some gameplay. But first, we've got to talk about today's sponsor, which, as always, is jcpccustoms.com. That's my website. I build these PCs, and then guess what? I sell them on too, because I'm just some kind of mercenary and everybody hates me. Only kidding. I'm a pimp and everyone loves me. But this isn't very professional for an advert, but I'm telling you, jcpccustoms.com is where you can see a lot of the builds that we do here on the channel, and it's where you can actually buy it, have it shipped to your door securely if you do live in the UK. So, you know, it's a pretty sweet little operation we got going here. So, jcpccustoms.com, that's the final plug into the video. So, yeah, we're going for Corsair 280X. And of course, we're going to be seeing what kind of performance we can get out of this system based on the 3070 and the 5600X. But let's go through a proper parts list, and we'll show them on screen as we always do. If you're wondering why the lighting's kind of weird, I've just got an ultra-wide monitor, so I've been sorting all the lights out and stuff, so it's not 100% ideal. But anyway, parts list. Ryzen 5 5600X, pretty sweet little CPU, 6-core 12-thread with that super high clock speed that we like, that super high IPC that we like, that's going to get us really good gaming performance, and a really good match for the other components we got today. Cooling this CPU, we have a 240mm liquid cooler. This is the ID Cooling Frost Flow. It's actually you'd consider it a lower end all-in-one water cooler. But I've noticed, the thing I've noticed with the cheaper all-in-one liquid coolers, unless you go really cheap, the really cheap ones are bad, but this one's sort of not quite really cheap. It's actually a decent quality. The actual pump and like the radiator and all that actually is still pretty good on the cheap ones. Usually the problem with the cheap ones is they come with very rubbish fans that don't push much cool air with through the radiator, because you need quite a lot of static pressure to push through radiators to disperse the heat. But we're going to be getting around that today because we'll be using LL120 fans. So we've got two that come with the case, and I had two spare as well, so we'll be using those both on the radiator and on the case. So that kind of eliminates that sort of, you know, what's holding us back there is the fans usually on these cheaper coolers. So that's going to do really nicely. ID Cooling Frost Flow. It's got a nice simple pump head as well. It looks pretty nice. Next up, motherboard is the MSI B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi, which is, you know, it's a nice quality board, B550 micro ATX with your Wi-Fi built in, of course. This one will handle a 5900X no problem. There's really no need to buy, you know, the super high-end motherboards unless, you know, everything in your build is super high-end, because it's very rarely going to be the thing that's holding you back. So that's why this is a really nice choice for this particular build we've got going today. For the memory today, we have some Patriot Viper DDR4 3600 CL17, and that's two lots of 8GB making 16 gigs, right on that gaming sweet spot. As I've said many times before, 3200 speed, 3600 speed doesn't really make a difference in gaming, but you know, if they're pretty much the same price like it was in this case, you may as well just spend the extra £4 to £5 to get the extra speed, so why not? Up after that, we have the storage, our old favourite, the Western Digital 1TB SN550 NVMe SSD. Really reliable, nice speeds, just doesn't really ever seem to let me down, so a really good choice as per usual. Video card today is the Asus TUF OC RTX 3070. Nice version of the card this. I really like the aesthetic they've gone for, but one of the downsides of having quite a long, thick, heavy card is that it is liable to sag, and I think with the ones of this size, they should really be providing you with an anti-sag system actually in the box rather than having to go out and buy your own. That's just my opinion on that. But a really nice model. The TUF OC is rave reviews. Everyone seems to love it, so it is good. It's a bit more expensive, so you know, maybe you want to save a bit of money, go for a lower brand. That's probably what I would do. But you know, the TUF OC is a nice card, and if you did want to overclock it, there's plenty of headroom there because this has got really good temperatures. Moving on from that, case, of course, the 280X. Don't need to go over that again. The power supply we've got today is the Corsair TX 750M, which is a 750 watt gold rated unit, which gives you a bit of extra breathability in the future in terms of upgrade room. But really, this system would run fine on a 650 watt bronze from a decent brand, something like Cooler Master or Corsair. That'd be fine. But we've got the TX 750M because we've got some nice components going on, make it a bit more premium. And then, of course, we have some cable extensions just to make the build pop a little bit. So we've got the Easy DIY or EZ DIY white cable extensions just to give it a bit of an accent to the build. And it's just going to make it look a little bit nicer as well. Aside from that, I can't think of anything else there is to introduce here. So let's go for a case lookover. So our first view is with all the panels on as it comes out of the factory and all that. So we're just having a quick look around. You've got panes of glass on the front, top and side here, so not a high airflow case, but it's got gaps to allow the air to go through, so it should be alright. So just having a look over, it's quite a unique design. I think it's going to look really cool once we've got all the components in there. Yeah, and then we'll move on to sort of more of an up close and personal shot now. And this is where we've sort of already taken off a lot of those glass panels, and the whole front bit comes off as well with a hard tug. Just taking those mesh filters off, just so we can see everything. So yeah, as I said, it comes with the two LL120s in the front, already pre-installed, pre-routed and everything, so you could leave them there if you want. We actually move them around, but yeah, it doesn't matter, you can leave them there if you want to. And that does give it that sort of RGB through the glass. And this case is all about the looks, isn't it? It's not an airflow focused case by any means. You've got room to put a couple of 120s or 140s on the bottom as well if you want to, below the graphics card. Though I don't think that's going to help you very much. Yeah, so that's just showing you the front panel there. So the whole piece just completely pulls off, and it's quite tough to get it off. So you feel like you're going to break it. So let's just get that back panel off so we can see into the rear chamber, because it's like a dual chamber system. So the power supply is in a complete separate area to the rest of the computer, which is really cool. It's not just underneath like a regular mid tower. These come with a Commander Pro now, which is pretty cool. You've got room for a power supply, and I don't really want to be putting one of those giant power supplies in here. We've got some room for some 2.5-inch drives. We've got 3 of those. And we've got room for 2 3.5-inch drives in the back there. So yeah, you get 5 drives extra in there total, which is pretty nice for a micro ATX case. It's pretty nice even for an ATX case, really. So yeah, pretty dang sweet. And then you just like the Lian Leo 11 Dynamics, got that sort of quick release sort of hard drive cage thing here. So you pop that off, and then all your screws, etc., all in there. So yeah, I mean that's mostly what's going on in the case here. Overall, looks promising. I'm looking forward to doing this one. And there it is. So yeah, that's our case lookover done. What we're going to do, build Tage, of course, as we like to do, just whizzing through the build process quickly. If you want me to do a slower one, just like say in the comments, say, well, I'll just take us through piece by piece. But most of you guys are going to know how to build a computer already. So we'll speed through that, and then we'll do a bit of B-roll, have a bit of chat, get in some gaming, and then we can call it a night. And there we are. PC is complete, and I think you'll agree, a really nice looking machine. It's quite unique because everything looks a lower down, doesn't it? It looks like quite a squat machine, if you like. So sort of a bit wider but a bit shorter. So yeah, I think it does in general just look really nice, very unique. It's going to really look nice on a clean desk setup. It helps you show off that RGB with all the with all the glass on the machine. Yeah, it's just a nice case overall. Can't really fault the build process. It was really nice and easy to build in. The only thing I wish they hadn't done is on one of the motherboard standoffs. It's just a post rather than being able to screw into it, and I appreciate that's for sort of ease of installation. But I'd prefer it if that was just a regular standoff, because it allows me to use things like the Lian Li anti-sag system, which would be really handy for this build because this graphics card is very heavy. So that's just a personal thing from me, really. But that's how I prefer it, and really I don't think I've ever had a problem with holding the motherboard in place while I screw it down. So having a post there instead of a standoff's kind of it's not really useful, at least to me. But I was really impressed with the overall build process, the look and everything. I like the fact that it comes with a Commander Pro, because I like the Commander Pro in general. I think it's a good product, as long as you're not paying the stupid like 55 quid or whatever. If it comes for free, it's very good. So let's get into some gaming. We'll be rolling that footage, obviously on the scuffed streaming setup with the crappy keyboard and mouse. We'll be playing a bit of controller as well today, I think, and then we'll rendezvous at the end.
Okay. Fortnite. Oh, right. Okay. Let's just put it on the highest settings. See how we do here. I imagine we're going to absolutely be balling these FPS. Oh no, shoot. I need to turn the shadows off. Shadows off. Very nice. Get out of here, you think you can do that shit to me? Kicked your ass, and you got your ass handed to you, boy. Okay, let's hype it up. Let's go. What are we going for? Let's go for competitive settings first. 1080p. See what kind of frames we can get out of this. I reckon probably about 170, 180. But you got to test this stuff out. We're playing on controller this time. We're going to see how we get on. Let's jump into the battle royale. My god, the aim assist on this is so strong. That wasn't even me. The game did all that for me. Well, no wonder there's so many good control players. Oh, it's not a damn cube.
Alright lads, let's get it done. Hostile dropping into the area, watch the skies. Recharging my shields.
Contact with target. Surviving over here. Enemy being revived here.
I downed one. I'm taking fire.
Contact close. Making contact with enemy.
Marking our surroundings.
Standard supplies in here. Extra compartments untouched.
So yeah, you can see not quite on the ball today with the old gaming. No Vic Royales today, sadly. Yep, I'm letting you down, but I just couldn't be bothered. Just wasn't having a good time on the games at all. But yeah, great experience in general though. I mean, the frame rates were nice, the performance was really good, even at the high details. It was still churning out some really nice frame rates. So I was really happy with the performance, and I was kind of, I know what to expect from this kind of setup, but it's always nice to, know that you're getting the results that you're paying for. So yeah, really good. Let's flash up some other sort of testing that I did on the screen as well to do with the temperatures, just to show you that they were fine. I mean, nothing to write home about, but nothing awful either. Temperatures were decent. Gaming performance was really, really nice. Yeah, just an all-round really nice machine that would serve you well for many years to come. And we've already chatted a bit about the case, so we'll not go on about that too much. A nice, unique design. It's like you're either for it or you're against it. Some people will like this, some people won't. But yeah, there you go. I'm not going to rattle on anymore. That's going to be the end of the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I do want to actually know what you thought about the case, if you liked it, disliked it, and all that. And I apologise today for the poor lighting and the poor video quality. It's just said because I'm moving a few things around in my setup at the moment. The lighting's not ideal. But yes, as I said, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye 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 bye.